Okay, so we're live there. Shit. Fucking full screen. Hello. It's been a very, very fucking long time. So in the chat with the cryptic, I'm pretty sure we had Pox earlier, but he seems to have disappeared. Well, his comments disappeared. So um, so yeah. Just wants to get to the fucking first article or whatever. Hello, Rouse. I suppose it's probably very unprofessional to say what I've been, for those that don't actually know. To be honest, I kind of have to shy away from politics because, well, the political situation in the last sort of 18 months has been a bit shit, to say the least. Just putting it mildly. Anyway, sexy Bernie Sanders outfit could be scariest costume this Halloween. The idea behind the costume came from the images of from the 80-year-old Vermont senator's cozy outfit at the January event. So people decided to copy Bernie Sanders for fashion. It's kind of some irony with this picture though, because it's like they don't think I'm not sexy. Or maybe I am sexy, just too sexy for you. And yes, hello. Because if I remember rightly, they tried to claim this as white privilege, even though Bernie's a Jew, and the one dressed as the Bernie costume is an Asian. But Asians are somehow considered white sometimes, and yeah. It could well be the scariest Halloween costume of the year. Racy take on Bernie Sanders' now infamous outfit from Joe Biden's inauguration. Fucking Christ, my reading's terrible. According to the costume description, the look is meant for you to be a viral internet meme. I'm not entirely sure that's how that works. Like, I mean, the Bernie one was an internet meme, but other people copy it. Surely that just kind of devalues it a bit. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. This political chairman costume comes with grey coat, cozy mittens, and face masks, and for a totally insta-worthy moment. Fucking cringe. The idea behind the costume came from the image of the 8-year-old being herself. Hello, Tucker. Memes and jokes based on his choice of clover went viral at the time. Take a drink of water. An Eagles like Doll Kill. And Eagles like Doll's Kill is open their version dubbed Tricks and Treats, once again asking costumes that will have similar impact on its wearers. Judging by early Twitter opinions, it probably will. I don't know if I trust opinions on Twitter. Sorry, just smoking my cancer stick. Why did they make Bernie a hot e-girl costume? I'm wheezing, one post. Another was less impressed, writing, it doesn't come with a chair, that's a coat. Well, if you're at a party, you could just fucking use a chair. You know? It's not that hard. Oh, crappy. Thanks. Okay, I'll just post a fucking link in here if anyone wants to join, they can. Not the best at doing it by myself, I will just admit that right now. Anyone wonders why this is bullshit. Twitter. Alright, time for some bullshit on the state of my own country. Anyone wonders why I'm a miserable arsehole. Look into Scottish politics and you'll see why. Teachers told pet and buddy stereotype genders. Teachers have been told to stop calling pupils pet, love, or buddy, and to consider adapting the storyline of allegedly offensive books, such as The Tiger Who Came to Tea. How is that fucking offensive? Cryptic, I am my own man. Anyway, I thought you were more interested in Arms Killer. The woman who made Bernie's gloves has got to be pissed. She went out of business. Under policies Bernie endorsed, now they're making cheap replicas for costumes. Separately, Education Scotland, the Scottish Government, Quango, has linked male gender stereotyping to suicide, imprisonment, and substance abuse. Can you imagine if they did this with women? Could you imagine if they made like fucking like a bunch of female stereotypes? The fucking outrage they'd be. I think it's just because it's men, that's fine. Speaking at the Scottish Learning Festival, yeah, seriously, there was much learning going on there. Manny Brodie, the official tasked with improving gender balance and equalities. Fucking meaningless job. Teachers in elementary school here call their students friends. I don't think I ever got called friends. I think I maybe got called darling a few times, and that's about it. But not after elementary. See, that's weird. Anyway. As urged parents to avoid dressing boys in clothes which stereotype them as trouble or messy, as monsters or heroes, as loud, dirty, or avoiding responsibility for their actions. Okay then. The fuck? Anyway, they want me to give them money, I'm not going to give them money, so they can go fuck themselves. Ugh. It's belly burning to eat. I think this is one of the rare occasions I've ever seen BLM be right about something. See you in a minute. Fucking hell. Also, if you wonder why I sound like shit, I have a cold. Please press F for me in the chat. Fucking hell. BLM leader in New York City threatens national uprising over racist vaccine mandates. After 3 Texas women attacked P for penis. I'm gonna think it's not gonna be a fucking capital P, is it? Especially if it's your penis. Is there gonna be a small P? After 3 Texas women attacked protesters at Carmine's in Vax passport feud. Fuck's like Daily Mail, come on, don't be a fucking RC thing. Didn't need that. A Black Lives Matter organizer has pledged a national uprising over COVID vaccine mandates, claiming they are racist. For fuck's sake, Daily Mail. Yeah, they're not wrong. Look at the racial makeup of the unvaccinated. Yeah, but from what I've seen, apparently that's for the same kind of similar reasons to why a lot of people like right leaning have chosen not to take it either. It's a inherent distrust with the system, which exists on both sides, albeit maybe slightly different reasons. Yep, laundry soap is on sale from Iceland. You didn't know in the UK we have a supermarket called Iceland. Learn something new every day. Anyway, BLM organizer has pledged a national uprising over COVID vaccine mandates, claiming they are racist. The cities around America began to demand proof of vaccine for most indoor activities. Giovanna Newsom, a co-founder of BLM, Greater New York, made the vow on Monday as New York City restaurants began enforcing legislation requiring all people over the age of 12 to show vaccination proof in order to stay inside. We're putting the city on notice. Black people are not going to stand by, or you will see an uprising. This is not a threat, this is a promise, she declared. The threats come as data shows Black New York City residents are less likely to have received the COVID jab than their white counterparts, with 38% of Black New Yorkers fully vaccinated compared to 49% of whites. I'm quite surprised it's that low. I would have thought much higher than that. I don't know. Newsom was speaking outside Carmine's, an Italian restaurant on Manhattan's Upper West Side, where 3 black women from Texas were arrested for attacking a hostess after members of their group were refused entry because they didn't have proof of vaccination. Well, I think that's one of those cases where they're kind of both in the wrong, really. Like, they shouldn't have asked for vaccines, and they shouldn't have been attacked either. I guess the way I see it when it comes to the businesses for this, I think if they comply, then they don't deserve my custom. Any business that's going to ask for me for proof of vaccination, I'm just not going to go to. Because apparently at this stage, if you comply with it, you're part of the problem. So. Newsom joining a protest of 40 people outside Carmine's. Kicker, they were vaccinated. The hostess said their cars were fake. Really? How did they know the cars were fake? where she said 72% of black people in the city ages 18 to 44 are unvaccinated, she declared. So what is going to stop the Gestapo? NYPD from rounding up black people, from snatching them off the train, the bus. Vaccine passport is not a free passport to racism. The arrested tourists had accused an Asian hostess of using the N-word. The restaurant vehemently denied any racial slur several before the melee. And the three women were singled out. I'm not on their side. They're beating the snot out of the hostess was too far. Oh, I'm on this. Yeah. Owner Jeffrey Bank told ABC7 three women brutally attacked our hosts. Without provocation, got arrested and charged for their misconduct, and then, over the last several days, had their lawyer falsely and grossly misrepresent them in acts of wanton violence in a cynical attempt to try and excuse the inexcusable. Pardon me. My team members worked too hard to serve our guests, worked too hard to comply with New York's vaccination requirements. Yeah, I kind of agree with that one. Maybe you shouldn't be complying. If you start complying, these rules will eventually go away, but if you keep complying, they'll continue to use them. Give these people a fucking inch, they'll take fucking light year away from you. And still suffer too much from the attack for me to allow these false statements to stand. Footage of the protest was captured by FNTV. One showed BLM protesters making anti-gay slurs. Probably just calling the person a faggot or something. Black Women's March co-founder Kimberly Bernard was also present at the event, according to the Daily Wire, where she stated, "We are serving notice on the mayor and on the governor and the restaurant industry. Shannon, we will not allow you to use these pandemics, vaccination cards, and masks for another reason to be racist, put us in prison, because there's enough of us out in there." Earlier this week, DailyMail.com exclusively revealed that the waitress at the centre of the scandal had only been working at the restaurant for a few days before she was assaulted by three women. Well, it's a great shift for the first few days, isn't it? The waitress has not been named publicly. Her assailants have been identified as Kaita Rankin, 44, and Dione Kesse Rankin, and Sally Rachel Lewis, 49. Meanwhile, the restaurant shared footage taken from both inside the restaurant and outside. But the brawl broke out last week after BLM protesters accused the restaurant of intentionally keeping it under wraps. It shows the three women entering the restaurant as part of a larger party. They were escorted inside the restaurant after showing proof of vaccination, while three men in their party do not have proof and show up shortly after remain outside. The hostess passes the group, four women at the back of the group, and suddenly stopping and turning in a direction as though something had been said. At this moment, the women rush outside with what happened. Next, captured on the now infamous bystander footage shot outside. There is no audio footage, so it is unclear if there was an exchange of words between the diners and the hostess. If there was, what was said? Well, we can assume there was, but we wouldn't know what was said. So why do they do that? If you're going to do that, at least fucking say the word. Like, we know what you mean. Plus, the guy's white. It's weird. Yeah, that looks like the end of that. Okay, let's do that again. Okay. Come on, fucking Lord, will you? Stupid thing. God's sake, Daily Mail, you take fucking ages. Angela Rayner, 41, claims her mum fed her dog food and shaving foam because she could not read labels. And in modern times, she definitely would have been taken away by social services as she opens up about growing up in poverty. And for those that don't know, for the Americans watching this, Angela Rayner is a member of the Labour Party, who are the second biggest party in the UK. They're basically the opposition party, although they don't do much opposing. Yeah, fuck you, Daily Mail, you suck. Come on. Come on. There we go. Miss Rayner opened up about her poverty-stricken upbringing in a council estate in Stockport, Greater Manchester, on the Full Disclosure podcast with James O'Brien. The MP for Aston-on-the-Line left school, age 16, while pregnant with her first child. Fuck's sake. Sorry. Miss Rayner said in modern days, her and her siblings would definitely have been taken into social services. Her mother, Lynn Bowen, suffered from mental health issues. Asked if she was ever in danger of being taken away by social services, Miss Rayner said, I think, you know what, in modern days, we definitely would have gone. But my Nana bar uniform. I think, you know what, in modern days, definitely we would have gone. Too much cock that someone just die. Sometimes I wish. My mum couldn't cook. I mean, we literally ate everything from the frying pan. Everything went into the frying pan. It was chips and sausage, and literally everything went in the frying pan. Or even the fucking shaving foam. My mum used to give us jelly and shaving foam because she used to look on the pictures and didn't know what food was in. Okay, well, I'm just going to put this out right now. Your mum was a fucking retard. Even if you couldn't read, you can clearly see that it's clearly not surrounded by food. You know, we had dog meat once because she thought it was a stewing steak because she couldn't read it. She don't see whether there was a dog on the packaging or something, you know. Usually there's a dog on the tin to show that it's dog food. Maybe she just thought it was like a Korean steak or something. And yes, that's racist. I'll disavow myself for that one. Yeah, we used to laugh about it, joke about it, but in modern times we probably would have ended up in the system because my nana took a very keen interest and she was there. You know, it sounded like she would have been better off just living with her grandmother rather than living with her mum. She'd have carried how her and her siblings would go to her grandmother's house because hot water was too expensive. She said my nana, on the other hand, worked like 3 jobs. She grafted. And you're repeating yourself. How many times do you have to say basically the free fucking? It doesn't really. So my older brother would get in the bath first, then my mum would get in, then me and my little sister would share the bath afterwards. Hopefully you drain the water afterwards. Otherwise that would just be disgusting by the end. Yeah, she was elected to the British Parliament in 2015 and said she believes her background prepared her for the political chaos in Westminster that followed the 2016 Brexit vote. No, because no one was prepared for that. Even those that are in favour for it, not right, Boris. Referring to career politicians, she said the whole thing being turned on its head and everybody not quite understanding what was going on. It was quite discombobulating for them. But for me, it was like, this is what I'm used to. This is what life is for me as a working class kid growing up in a chaotic household, not knowing what was going to happen next. It's quite normal territory for me. So I say I find it quite intriguing and energetic. Angela Rayner's socialist credentials were formed by a tough upbringing as a carer to her bipolar mother aged just 10, before becoming pregnant with her 3 children at the age of 16. With one of her 3 children, sorry. The flame-haired 41-year-old is drawn on the experience as a one-time struggling teenage mother for her political career. She proudly welcomed her own grandmother at just the age of 37. Her own granddaughter at just the age of 37 with a tweet jokingly referring to herself as Grandgella after her son Ryan became father to baby Lilith May. She's had 2 other sons under 10, Jimmy and Charlie, who was born 23 weeks and registered blind. She says Charlie would not be alive today without the NHS. Her teenage relationship with Ryan's father ended quickly, and she married Unison office official Mark Rayner, but they split up last summer. And again, you're beating yourself again. Fuck you, Daily Mail. In 202, I assume that's supposed to be like a year. 2020, I guess. But obviously, it's the Daily Mail, so they fucked up. She opened up about her tough life, revealing she once had to have her sections to prevent her from self harm. As much as I disagree with the Labour Party, I'm kind of. This is quite depressing. In a joint interview with ITV News, Miss Bowen credits her daughter with saving her, saying she would not have survived without her. I was in a very dark place. She used to bath me, look after me, and feed me. Miss Bowen said of her daughter. If it wasn't for her, I don't think I'd be here today. It didn't take long for her to be welcomed the Labour front bench under the leadership of Jeremy Corbyn, where she was made Shadow Education Secretary in 2016. And obviously, the shadow positions, for those that don't know, are just like what happens with opposition parties in the UK. They'll take cabinet positions where they just pretend that they have that role. So they're like, the Tories will say, "Oh, we're going to do this," and then Labour said, "Oh, you should do this." Basically, had they been in power, this is weird. She became one of Mr. Corbyn's most vocal defenders in both the House of Commons and on the airwaves, before the party sank to a disastrous general election defeat in December 2019. Swiftly launched a bid for the party's deputy leadership in the aftermath of the car crash poll, standing on the so-called hard left dream ticket with Westminster housemate and former frontbencher Rebecca Long-Bailey, who put herself forward for the top job. However, unlike Miss Long-Bailey, who rated Corbyn's leadership 10 out of 10, she was unafraid to criticise it. In December 2020, she said he failed us as Labour leader because he didn't command respect. Brought me again. And had not been able to unite the party. She also insisted she was to succeed where Corbyn had failed, because she resonates with the people in the country the way Jeremy does. While Rebecca Long-Bailey had failed to become leader, Miss Rayner was elected as Sir Keir Starmer's deputy with an overwhelming mandate from party support. Saying Keir Starmer just controlled the opposition, though, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Although there have been tensions with Sir Keir, most notably over a reshuffle, where he seemingly made a more of an attempt to know her, they seem to have reached an understanding in recent months. Well, that's good for them. I still hope they fail, though. Because fuck the Labour Party. Labour Party bad. Oh. Fucking hell. Ugh. Right. Time for some retarded stuff about America. Okay, it's from a British newspaper, but you get the idea anyway. It's been easy to forget about Trump, but right-wing America has yet to shake him off. No one showed up, relatively speaking, last weekend. An event organised in the support of January 6 martyrs. Riot fences went up. The National Guard was on standby. The gathering, Justice for J6 organisers, was intended, they said, to draw attention to the plight of those after storming the Capitol building earlier this year. Oh, I'm fine. I'm breathing enough. Just, cold and all that. Oh. Where was I? Organisers was intended, they said, to draw attention to the plight of those after storming the Capitol building earlier this year had been arrested but not charged with violence. Not been accused of assaulting a police officer or destroying property. Oh, it's these two. There were plenty of feds at the protest. The idea of peacefully tailgating on violent insurrection is susceptible threat stretch. In any case, only about 200 demonstrators turned up. They were easily outnumbered by journalists and police. What the fuck the journalists gonna do? Just call them all far right and then move on? Hello, RVA. Oh no, a journalist called me far right. Oh well. I'll get rid of them, won't it? Like they've already fucking done that before. Yeah, these numbers have been accompanied online by support for the man widely blamed for inciting them. Here's the thing. Well, I would say what Trump did was entirely irresponsible that day. At the end of the day, the actions are on them. They have free autonomy to act themselves. They're not fucking children. He was still banned from Twitter, referred to the January 6 rioters as being prosecuted so unfairly for protesting at the rigged presidential election. Which, let's be real, they've kind of already made they stole the election. I mean, I know YouTube can dick me for that, but fuck you, YouTube. I haven't streamed for a year, so what do I care? I've got 9 other fucking accounts you can yeet as well if you want to. Bring it on. So I know as well, it may even. Who's this fucking twat? You mean me functional or the Guardian? The Guardian person, the person who the article comes from. The person who. Emma Brooks is the person that. Emma Brooks. There you go, that's her. And how functional. Fucking hell. Anyway, time for a cute interlude. I think we all need one after that. I don't know, it's been a while since I got a notification. So either you haven't been streaming or YouTube hasn't been recommending. Well, probably due to the fact I haven't streamed in like over a year, so yeah, probably is why you haven't got a notification. Yeah, it's one of them. So it's one of those rare things where it's not YouTube's fault, it's my fault. Come on, load, will you? Lord. I want to see the cute dog, but I don't want to see a fucking spinny fucking thing. Come on. Lord. You just fucking load. There we go. Ugh. Right, that's your queue until it's over. Tell me some funny stuff. Mum horrified after son takes naked picture of her, then presents it in assembly. Nikki Britton wanted the ground to swallow her up after her son stood up in front of the entire school to show off the painting, which saw her butt naked. Nikki Britton was doing a big clear out when she came across the masterpiece that her son Jack painted of her when he was in infant school, which I assume means primary school or elementary school, would be my guess. A woman with brown hair, huge grin, and wearing nothing but a pair of shoes. Part of his artwork, the little Picasso, showed him off. Showed the piece of artwork in front of the entire school. Sharing the story in the Family Lockdown Tips and Ideas Facebook group, she wrote, "So after a recent clear out, I came across this masterpiece that my lovely son painted of me when he was in infant school. The first time I saw it was in class assembly when my little Picasso proudly showed the whole painting, including the parents. Honestly, to me, that just looks like Mr. Blobby. I don't know. I can't be the only one that thinks that looks like Mr. Blobby. Eloise. Yeah, I mean, that's it. Like if Mr. Blobby had a sister and a wife, that would be this. That's what she would look like. Not bad. Ease yourself. Well, other than the cold I have. I could hear the mumbles of laughter and wanted the ground to swallow me up. When I finally managed to get hold of the Thorag, he said I didn't have time to paint any clothes on you. Nikki said she had no idea what was going through the teacher's head, but let it be shown in assembly. She continued, "Aren't my children just wonderful? Many people are in hysterics after the funny drawing, with one person writing, at least you were wearing shoes and not completely naked." Another wrote, "You'll need to frame it and have it on display." A third commented, "I actually thought it was Mr. Blobby at first." No, so I wasn't the only one. Well, someone else joked, it's the look in your eyes that really gets me. Others share stories of artwork of their own children that their own children had drawn them. My 4-year-old had drawn pictures of me recently at school, which is lovely. However, both pictures he's drawn my boobs and given me a smiley face revealed a group member. Another person said my family was asked to paint a self-portrait at school. My daughter was asked, not my family. But she actually drew me. Apparently, I looked like a pink potato. Yeah. Meanwhile, Mum was left horrified after her daughter took her vibrator into school thinking it was a toy. Well, I mean, I guess technically it is a toy, just a very different kind of toy. Keela Manali's 5-year-old girl had given them the toy to her friend, who went home to show her parents. Fucking hell. Yeah, that night, Kaylee received Kala received a text from the girl's mum. See, I guess that's why you need to keep it hidden, you know? Just be having that all the time. Anyway. Yeah, so listen, trying to. Yeah, my shit is locked up in 2 drawers. Good. That's why you want it. You don't want it. Miami catastrophic averted as fans. Cats falling feline using flag at American football game. I'm sure you've probably already seen this, but yeah. Yeah, video footage showed the black and white feline apparently clinging his claws to the fabric in front of the upper deck after they got stuck. Well, I'm pretty sure TC probably enjoyed that pun. Listen, how the fuck did the cat get up all the way up that high anyway? I've seen. Yeah, and there's an Ari Alex. A car has been saved from an American football game in Miami after it plunged about 30 feet from the upper deck of the Hard Rock Stadium. Video footage showed the black and white feline apparently clinging by his claws on the fabric of the front deck after they got stuck. Yeah, Alex, this is a French to say everyone gets a mention, and also I'm glad that you finally got your thing sorted. The NHS, because I know they're cunts. Yeah, the cat can get in the craziest places. You hear about the cat hanging out in hang glider wing when it took off. No, I might have seen that. Yeah, see, cats are fucking weird animals, man. Like, my cat can just disappear for like 3 hours. And then just. Like, she won't even be outside or anything. She'll just be inside the house, but just disappear for like the whole day, then come back again. They're weird animals. Where was I? It fell about 9 meters from the lower deck of the stadium, where fans used an American flag as a makeshift net to catch it. Like I said, I don't understand how the cat got up there though, because I mean, like I've seen football games and stuff like that, but where like the cat, where like the cats run on the pitch and stuff, but I've never seen unless some marshal decided to bring a cat to the game. I don't understand how the cat could have got up there, but no. Yeah, they were trying to grab it from above, but they couldn't reach it. But they were scaling it downward, said Craig Coleman, a facilities manager at the University of Miami. He was with his wife Kimberly, brings the flag to each home game. He hung there for a while with his two paws and one paw, and it was like, oh my goodness, it's coming soon. Very special cat. Cat wanted to watch the game for free. Yeah, if I wouldn't say for watching on TV, then this camera unhooked the flag from the railing. The cat fell into it, and it was secured from the crowd before being taken away by the stadium security workers. Miami coach Manny Diaz, whose team won 25-23, said he found out about the incident after the game and said, I don't know anything about that or what was going on. I'll tell you, if the cat helps that red down the fence, then I'm going to give the cat a scholarship. Then tried Mission Impossible, some nachos. See, that's one weird thing about American sports you'd never get over here. Where you literally get like fucking people passing beers and stuff to each other across the stands. Try doing that in Scotland. Chances are, by the time it gets to the first person, they'll have drunk it. It'll be full of fag ends and whatever else. Yeah, it's just. I guess different cultures, I suggest. Maybe they're nicer than we are. Or probably we have more of a reason to drink. Hey, do. Come on. Load. COVID. Neil Oliver plans to ignore any future lockdown in Scotland. Scots TV historian Neil Oliver has vowed to ignore any further COVID restrictions in Scotland. COVID lockdowns in Scotland, man. Fuck off, Harold. Not interested in your quiz thing. The archaeologist, author, TV presenter, and former National Trust for Scotland president. I wonder why he's not a current one. I guess maybe because he said he liked the UK and wanted Scotland to remain part of the UK, so that probably is why they don't like it anymore. Said that if further restrictions were imposed, he would pay no attention to them at all. Renfrewshire-born 54-year-old, speaking on his GB News slot, also told viewers that he believes the earlier lockdowns were not about health, instead a deliberate attempt to stop people being, and therefore keeping the public helpless and alone. Can't really disagree, to be honest. Yesterday, Nicola Sturgeon looked to ease tensions surrounding any upcoming restrictions, telling MSPs that she is even more confident a recent spike in COVID cases is beginning to subside. Yeah, probably won't stop you putting on a fucking lockdown in place, though, will it, you fucking absolute cunt? First Minister said that cases have reduced by 31% in the week from the 18th of September. having previously risen by 80% at the end of the month. In any event, I am grateful to everyone, organisations, businesses, and individuals who have taken extra care in recent weeks to try and halt the spike in cases, the First Minister said. It seems these efforts are making significant distance. Of course, despite these welcome improvements, this position does continue to be fragile. Despite that, Mr. Oliver, who lives in Stirling, used his GB News slot to discuss his responses to any further restrictions. He said, I just intend to set aside to ignore any dispatches that come down. I won't be locked down again. My door will be open to my friends, my family, my neighbours, people I love and I know, and I'm welcome in homes of family and friends across the country. The government get to the point where they do think they can lock us down again. Well, I'm paying no attention to that. And you know what? Good on him. I will be meeting with people that I love and they'll be coming to me, and I think that's important. Discussing his idea of the real objectives of lockdown, Mr. Oliver added, I think the government authorities and their scientific advisors, I believe, absolutely 100% that the intention was not about public health, not for the longest time. It was a deliberate project to keep us apart and stop us from meeting, stop us getting into the pubs, restaurants, and all the places where we meet and talk to reassure one another. I think the objective was to keep us separate from one another so we felt helpless and alone. I won't play that game anymore. I'm going to be at home to my people, and I think, and they'll make me at home to them. His views sparked a mixed response on social media. One Twitter user wrote, so then let's hope you get vaccinated against COVID-19, else you become a super spreader. Well, no, I mean, why has it become a thing that everyone else is vaccinated as all on everyone else is? Like, if you're already vaccinated and someone has it because they're unvaccinated, then how are you likely to catch it from them? Like, that's stupid. Another added, how gratifying it must be to have a media platform for such self-centered selfishness, from which to broadcast such disregard for the well-being of others. Yeah, says the person who wants to cause economic collapse, a mental health crisis, throw the country into absolute fucking chaos. He probably wants to force everyone to take a job that's experimental and doesn't work properly. But yeah, we're selfish. Or people like me are selfish, rather. Okay. The third route, this is why you will end up in another lockdown. After that, and another, and another. Again, the only reason we end up in another lockdown, it's not really because people are not following the rules. It's really because the government imposed them. That's why. It's not the case that we were disobedient children that must be punished. It's like we have like a beaten. It's like the public have just seemed to be conditioned into thinking, into having like beaten wife syndrome, where all the abuses are justified and it's on them. It's not on the government who abused them in the first place. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. No, fuck off. It's my on, man. How have the anti-vax lockdown crowd not realised by now what they actually advocate for? Increases and elongates likelihood. Its likelihood and effects. No. However, some took Oliver's defence, adding that they intend to follow suit. One said 100% guarantee I refuse to go through with any future lockdowns. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if the lockdowns were that effective, they would have worked the first time. The fact of the matter is, they didn't work the first time or the second time. But it won't work the third time either. Like a fag. So then, how's the chat, dude? Those are still there anyway. I'm listening while doing a bit more D&D prep. Fair enough. Anyway, this is it's on the subject of COVID. This is a Rockefeller report all the way back in 2010. Now, this may come across as conspiratorial, but you'll maybe see why I think COVID was completely planned after you've seen this. As you know, we share the same opinions just about everything politically. Yeah. Fucking hell, no smoke about. Don't smoke good, smoking's bad for you. Every day, the mainstream news report in more countries diagnosed positive for coronavirus illness, now called COVID-19. As the reports grow, so does widespread nervousness. Yeah, right. Just doing the right fucking thing. Fuck, there's what I wanted. This is very unprofessional, I admit, but fuck it. It's doing the right one. For fuck's sake. I think it's the right one. Sorry. For fuck's sake. Oh. Yeah, this one I like push people off. Maddie McCann's doctor mum returns to NHS frontline 14 years after daughter's disappearance. Gonna get some money's run out then. All the money from the book and the media appearances is all gone out. Madeleine McCann's mum has returned to the NHS frontline after 14 years after her daughter's disappearance. Former GP Kate, now working in hospitals in Leicester, tackling the coronavirus crisis. Kate quit her job after little Madeline vanished during a family holiday in Prada de Luz on the Algarve in 2007. Long-standing mystery over the youngster's disappearance continues, but a family friend has revealed Katie has thrown herself back into a full-time job to assist others in need. Yeah, because, she neglected her child, but she's just such a great person. Hello, Green and Green. You have the link, by the way, if you want to join. Forgive my memory. Has her location been confirmed since her disappearance? What do you mean by location? Do you mean the location of the hotel? Because I think that was confirmed pretty much as soon as the fucking news came out that she was. Hello, Green.
Hello. What are you up to? Why don't I have an image? Whatever, I don't care.
Just streaming for the first time in a while. I don't know if you know who Madeline McCann is, do you?
Sounds like some bullshit person in England.
No, she was never found these.
Oh, someone that went missing?
Well, basically what happened was many years ago, in 2007, there was a family from the UK that went in hospital and they went on holiday to Portugal. And the story we're led to believe is we were told that this couple had went to a nightclub or like a restaurant and left their kids in the hotel room by themselves.
That's stupid.
The oldest being 4 years old.
That's incredibly stupid.
Yep. And basically, it's been all over fucking British media. Like, if you're in the UK, you fucking know about this story.
For those of us not in a shithole. Wait, never mind. I can't say that.
You're in Michigan.
It's a shithole.
Exactly.
I love this shithole, but yeah, it's a shithole.
So yeah, and basically her mum was a doctor and now she's going back to work in the NHS as a doctor. Husband Jerry, a cardiologist in the Midlands City, will at times be working in the same hospital as his wife.
Is that legal?
I don't know. I say it must be.
I know a lot of places don't let husband and wife work. Well, it's probably not the same area.
Yeah. I just thought the husband was a lawyer. I guess I got that one wrong.
Apparently he plays with hearts.
Yeah, the husband's also Scottish, which makes it even worse.
Scottish hearts, are those just plaid? Or what do you call it? Tartan?
Yeah, tartan. Yeah, but the pair are expected to hardly ever see each other because they'll both be so busy. The fellow told the Sun, Kate's working back as normal. She's helping out patients at a local hospital now and not doing any surgery work. I mean, I wouldn't even fucking trust her to do anything. She has thrown herself back into a full-time job to assist others in need because she's such a great person. She just neglected her child. The child went missing, and then made fucking lots of money off of it. Sold a book, got loads of media appearances all over the world. And now her money's run out. She's back at work. Such a great person.
Oh, definitely. How you gonna profit off of your child's disappearance? That is suspicious as hell.
It is, but yet the fucking British government spent fucking fucking millions trying to find this girl. In all likelihood, she probably is dead. It's not to say it, but she probably is dead.
Yeah.
There's such a demand for qualified medics during these unprecedented times. Yeah, I guess you have to scrape the bottom of the barrel, mate.
Technically, you live in England. You've always been unprecedented because you all live under a prime minister.
You saying I live in England?
That's not the point of the joke.
If you're talking about me, I don't live in England.
You're missing the whole point of the joke.
What was the point of the joke then?
Unprecedented because you live under a prime minister. Do you not get that?
Well, I don't live in England though.
Do you have a prime minister? What do you live under?
I live I have a there is a UK prime minister, but there's not an English one.
Either way, the joke is you don't call your leader president. That joke was it was a shit joke, and then I had to explain it.
I run with the joke if he gets it correct.
I forgot I'm talking to an idiot. Oh wait, that's usually when I talk to myself as well. Never mind.
I'm not the idiot. You just called it. You just said a Scottish person lives. You just said it's someone who lives in Scotland lives in England.
The point wasn't you. The point was. Never mind.
Unless you're talking about the person there who does live in England, never mind.
TC, that's what Scotsman does.
If this keeps going, we're going to end up arguing for hours. Never mind. Couple vowed to never stop looking for the door when Mary disappeared at age 3.
Oh, she knows exactly where her daughter is.
I do think it was planned. Prime suspect in the case is Christian Foreign, 44, being investigated for at least 5 other sex crimes. German prosecutor Hans Christian Walters has said. Mr. Walters said detectives believe there's a good basis to suspect that the German pedophile also carried out sexual assault on a girl of 10. The victim was grabbed by a naked man who performed the sex act. Fucking. You know what? If I was German Chancellor, like if I was Angela Merkel, I'd bring back the gas chambers for people like that. Come on, Merkel, you know it's right. The allegation.
I know Germany would do it.
The allegation said to have taken place 6 miles from where Marty Free vanished in Pradaluz a month later in 2007 while on holiday with parents Kate and Jerry. Mr. Walters said officers were investigating Foreign over killing 16-year-old Carla Titsy in De Haan, Belgium in 1986 and the rape of a 20-year-old Irish woman in Portugal in 2004. How the fuck has this guy not been put to jail yet? He's just fucking go around traveling Europe raping people. And he said his department have been called by officers probing Foreign on suspected disappearance of 5-year-old Inga Foreign In 2015, as he carried out a sex act in front of children in a playground. I don't know who this guy is, but I want to kill him.
How has he not been killed?
He should have been killed. Like I said, it seems he just travels around Europe just fucking raping people and being a fucking pedophile scumbag. Anyway, that's just scumbags all around in the article. Right, so one or two articles left. I'll fucking drag this out somehow. I put this down as something the worst thing I've ever done in my life.
Nah, I've seen better.
Also, the viewers seem to have dropped out of free since you came on.
Do you want me to leave?
No, it's fine. I'm just joking. Seems all green to you. Let's just all leave.
Oh, it's this retard again. Let's go.
No, I'm glad you actually came on. Thanks for coming on.
Yep. Doing nothing but making money on GTA. I've got nothing better to do.
Yeah. Yeah, well. Fuck.
I've
I
almost
know
got
some
3
people
mil.
still. What?
I've almost got 3 mil
This will be a record for you.
on GTA. Technically, I think I've had 5, but that was all to save up for one freaking vehicle. Or was it 3? I don't know. Shit's expensive. I'm telling you, there's freaking a hoodie costs $14,000 in this game. Talk about inflation. The LS area is just a poor place to be. There's maniacs everywhere shooting, running people over. Every once in a while, just punching them in the face. And that's
Maybe
just
GTA
what I
5
did.
should be in the future. Anyway, I'm a celebrity crew member's COVID case triggers lockdown. The reality TV program I'm a Celebrity is facing criticism after a crew member contracted COVID-19, sending thousands of Australians into lockdown. See, what I don't get is they went into lockdown over one fucking person then. Is what that sounds like to me.
You're supposed to quarantine the sick, not the healthy.
The makeup artist allegedly visited a number of establishments in the state of New South Wales, Australia, without checking or using QR code. I was going to put out there, I never use the QR code. I don't know if they have that in America, but over here, every time you go to a fucking restaurant or something, you have to scan a QR code with your phone and put your details in.
Oh, usually you have to tell them your name and number if they're actually trying to trace you, which most places aren't.
Yeah, but do you have to actually scan a QR code with your phone? Or
No, we just said, yeah, this is my name, this is my phone number, in case y'all need to do a contact tracing.
and they ask for that, I usually just give them a fake name and number. It's like Bob Smith or something, you know.
Well, I'm not an asshole, and I don't really care, so we went along with it. Well, no, I am an asshole, but not when it comes to something that I don't care about.
My thing is, I don't want the government spying on me everywhere I go.
Do you have a cell phone?
Yes.
Why? If you don't want them spying on you everywhere you go.
I only got one because the uni made me get one. That's why. If it wasn't for the university, I wouldn't have a smartphone anymore. But they never used to have one. Oh, and thank you for the subbies. I don't know why they just came in by now, even though it was like half an hour ago, but thanks for the sub anyway. Anyway, the incident has raised questions over filming of shows in the area. The 31-year-old woman, who has been identified, flew into Ballina from Sydney on Saturday under an exemption, according to the ABC News. She visited a number of locations in the north of the state over the weekend. But what I don't understand is I'm a Celebrity. It must have been the Australian version then, because I'm pretty sure the British one last year was filmed in Wales because they didn't want to do it in Australia for obvious reasons. So,
Because everything was on fire.
well, no, not because everything was on fire, but because COVID. That's why they filmed it in Wales instead.
And there ain't no COVID in Wales?
No, but because the British TV program, Wales is in the UK, so it makes sense to film it within the UK. So, ITV Studios, which makes the program, told the outlet the crew member was fully vaccinated and wearing PPE while at work. Now that all of our close contacts are now in isolation. Kind of shows the vaccine doesn't work the same way you thought it would, does it?
Nope, you can't say that. They'll take you down for that.
I've assumed it over a year.
That's also true.
If I lose my channel, I'm not even ours. It said it was disappointed and not sympathetic to the impact this has had on the region. The police said by attending several businesses and venues in Byron Bay and Kingscliff, she breached several conditions of a work-related travel exemption. Let's see, you were allowed to travel through the country, but you weren't allowed to travel to different bits of the country. Okay. According to the rules, people who have travelled from Sydney, which is still in lockdown, must stay at home when they're not working. But if she came from overseas, then she wasn't at home to begin with. So why'd you let her in? Stupid. Positive result for some 100,035 people into 7-day lockdown, which came into effect Tuesday. Meanwhile, Queensland has closed its borders to affected areas. All this over one fucking person, though, it just seems a bit drastic. Just lock down the person infected if you're going to do that. Makes a whole lot more sense to me.
The government doesn't use common sense.
Yeah, common sense is not that common. Positive COVID-19 case prompted widespread criticism on social media. I can't see my parents, but essential workers can travel to the region to film, one person wrote on Twitter. Yeah, see, even there, it does seem like there's double standards to the rules as well. Like, they're allowed to travel to film, but this person can't even see it. It's stupid. Catherine Cusack, a member of New South Wales Legislative Council, said the social media site she was devastated by the lockdown and called on the state's health minister to resign. And the mayor of Byronshire, Michael Lyon, or Leon, or what the fuck his name is, said he was looking into rescinding permission for a reality TV show, Love Island, to be filmed in the area. So it was also produced by ITV Studios. You know what? Love Island getting cancelled wouldn't be a bad thing, given what Love Island is.
What is that person doing to the other person's fat? What the hell ad is that?
What?
Above the Mario.
Fat freezing. I might read that afterwards, actually.
Are you gonna look into that? That looks like some stupid.
Like, you know what? Fuck the Australian fucking cunt. Yeah. Yeah, what is fat freezing? What are the risks? Supermodel Linda Thorin said she was left permanently disformed by fat reduction procedure which went wrong.
No shit.
The non-surgical cosmetic procedure uses freezing temperatures to destroy stubborn fat from the body, but there are risks.
Scotty is the definition of a stubborn fat. Sorry.
Really?
I couldn't resist.
Someone here say I live in England to make you insult me even more.
I'm an insult comedian. By comedian, I mean shut up.
Yeah, you better shut up. Yeah.
I only insult friends.
I wonder if Cryptic's still here. Let's see. Did that poll even show up? Yes, it did. The cosmetic treatment based on a technique called, what the fuck that says, where fat cells are destroyed by killing them to very low temperatures. Fatty bulges, which can't be got rid of through diet or exercise alone, are the target. They tend to be located under the chin, around the thighs, abdomen, back, and upper arms. When placed in a clamp attached to the medicine and cooled, the fat in these areas becomes damaged over the weeks. The body absorbs it, reducing the cells. Absorbs and reducing the fuck's sake. Over a few weeks, the body absorbs the damaged cells, reducing the fat. There we go. The treatment has become popular because it was relatively quick and doesn't involve surgery. It's an alternative to liposuction when fat is sucked out under the skin and usually under general anesthetic. But it's not for everyone. It's not simple for people who are obese and want to lose weight, for example. And the effects can be mild. Kind of seems a bit pointless then, doesn't it? Because unless you're like really like obese, you wouldn't really want something like that. So, yeah, pointless. People think non-surgical is safer, but it's not necessarily the case, says Professor Ash Foreign, plastic surgeon and member of the British Association of Aesthetic Plastic Surgeons.
Plastic surgery is aesthetic. What are they? That's stupid.
There are also risks, as there with every procedure, he says. One of the known effects is that one of the rare known effects is instead of the fat dissolving when frozen, it can increase in size.
So it does the opposite of what you want. That's fantastic.
So that's weird because it gets bigger, but it doesn't necessarily mean more fat. How does that look? That's weird.
Nah, fat's a weird thing in general.
This is called paradoxical adipose hyperplasia. And although it's not clear why it can happen, it means fat cells are encouraged to growing, creating the opposite effect of the one intended. 56-year-old Foreign said she had undergone two painful surgeries to correct the problem, which were unsuccessful and left her brutally disfigured. My reading is definitely the greatest in the last year. You can say that much. Because non-doctors are able to offer the fat freezing procedure. See, why the fuck would you get fucking any kind of thing like that from a person who isn't a doctor? That's just fucking stupid.
They do it all the time.
It's like, it's just. Let's just go with fucking Dr. Nick to get our fucking surgeries now, shall we? You know?
You should hear how many cases of people going down. Well, probably not no more, but there were people going down to like Brazil and getting random shit injected in their butts to get bigger butts.
Oh, did you ever see the woman who? She was a pretty average-looking woman, right? She wasn't bad looking at all. Then she injected herself with cooking fat because they said like it would make her beautiful or something. And she ended up looking like the fucking Elephant Man by the end of it.
Some people are crazy.
It's a good idea to find out as much as you can before opting for a treatment. Prof. Foreign says it's important to choose someone who is experienced, trustworthy, and using good quality equipment to give you the right advice, such as a qualified plastic surgeon. It's important to be fully informed on the limitations and the risks, he says. Technique banding is branded as dual scoping. It's currently unavailable in many clinics and spas across the UK and around the world. Costs vary depending on the number of treatments. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to end it now. So, anything to show?
No, I don't really do much. I'm going to be doing something on Twitch eventually. Don't know when.
So, any questions from the chat? There might be. Well, 2 minutes, wait, see if there's any questions or anything.
Bless you.
Thank you. Yeah, I've got a cold. My neck hurts now for some reason. Bye, DC. I don't think there's any questions, so thanks for watching. I know it's been a fucking hell of a long time. I know this fucking stream's been quite terrible. But, it's good to be back, at least. I'll maybe try and do these regularly. I don't fucking know. But anyway, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. You're all a bunch of cunts. Goodbye.